Checky check, mic check. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, troops, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to the channel, Mark. That's me, my words, where we follow trading, traveling, and training. You know the script by now. How are we all doing? Where are you all? Is there anybody out there? Welcome to the not very powerful power hour. A little bit steady on the meme stocks. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Anyway, cheers. I'm having a beer tonight. I don't generally drink when I'm the custodian of a child. So I thought tonight I'd have a scoop. I've been out for a bike ride this afternoon with a few friends. Yesterday, the mighty Chelsea drew 1-1 with the minnows of Real Madrid. So I'm celebrating, to be honest. But we are here, we are live, we are going into Power Hour today on Wednesday, the 28th of April. Is it April? Is it April? Yes, it is April. David, first, you made it, man. You're first, buddy. Well done. Get in there, son. I'm happy. I'm happy for you. Brilliant. Super. How are you doing, buddy? Good to see you here. So there we are. GME currently trading in the positive. We're in the green. 1% up, $1.81 on the share. Very, very good. Ollie, second. Better luck next time, my friend. You've got to get here sooner. 2055. 2055, man, on the nose. You've got to be there. Next time, Ollie. Next time. AMC, red day today for AMC. Not too bothered about that. 1085, 5% down, 61 cents on the share. So that's where we're at with the meme stocks. A bit to talk about. We got to talk about yesterday's announcement from AMC, which we'll get into through the power hour as more people join us, and we'll open up that little discussion. And then we'll talk a little bit about where we think GME is going now that they've closed their at the market offering, and what we think the next move is there. So, Ollie, the Fed bumped the market. What have they said? I must be honest, I've not seen any news. I've not had a chance to sit and read anything. So, what have they said, Ollie? Something about rates or something? I would imagine to try and calm the nerves in the market. We're not interested anyway, because what we're doing is I like to think it's outside of the market. we are for AMC and GME. We're certainly going to be outside of that. Certain catchment, if you like. So, it's nice to see things green. A lot of green on the watch list, which wasn't the case this morning. I did cash out of Mavis, as people like to call it. I cashed out of there today. I actually thought on IG, so on the other platform that I trade on, I thought I'd set a stop loss, but actually what I'd done was I set an immediate sale at market price. So, I think I lost $10 overall on that trade. What I'll do is I'll draw up I'll get up the YouTube challenge. Give me a second. I've just got to do some trickery, some hokery-pokery on the. If I put that there we go. So there's the YouTube challenge. Let me get the chatterbox back up. Move you over there. I can put you guys over there. There we go. So, what are we doing? We're £98 down on the YouTube challenge overall. 3 positions open now. GameStop, we are in the green. Silver Spike is our long-term hold, which we are slightly down on. $8.20. And then AMC, I averaged down yesterday. I added 8 more shares yesterday. So we are now at $13.10 average. For anybody watching who's not a regular viewer, I do hold substantially more AMC on other platforms. This is for the purpose of the YouTube challenge. So there we go. Ollie, I really thought that the share vote would have been the catalyst. Do you mean the removal of the option to offer 500 million shares, Ollie? I think you're right. I was expecting a little bit of something as well. However, what I have noticed today is that they've jumped on the opposite, the 43 million shares. They've kind of jumped on that negativity. They've jumped on that and portrayed it as a negative. But it's old news. We knew it anyway. Like, I did a video on it. When the CEO did the interview with Trey, I did a video. On that interview, and I think, if I remember rightly, I said in that video, he said they're not going to issue any of the 500 million this year, but remember, there's 43 million shares from a previous offering from 2013 that he said, the CEO said, we may need to utilise to get us through, coronavirus, whatnot. So people have jumped on that, and it was easy to see yesterday when that announcement was made. There was definitely two camps. I was in the camp of, okay, the 500 million is off the table, not completely, because he has said we may raise it again in the future. Okay, you want to raise it again in the future, raise it again in the future. Okay, but it's definitely off the table. It's not going to be voted on. It's no longer part of the agenda for the shareholder meeting. And then there was the other side who was saying, oh, but it's going to do a $43 million dilution, blah, blah, blah. But they were always there. So for me, that is already priced in. It's already priced into AMC. People know that that's a possibility. So now it's just a numbers game. It's literally a numbers game and a waiting game and a game of chicken. Who chickens out first? I'll be honest, I'm all right. I'm all right. Because I've stood true to my philosophy, and I've only put in what I can afford to lose. It's a once in a lifetime opportunity, as is GameStop. So there's two in a lifetime opportunities. But you know what I mean. That's how I'm seeing it. I see it as a positive thing. I think I've talked about it on the channel. I think if I was expecting the stock to trade sideways up until that vote anyway, and I was expecting, if the vote went through and it was approved, I think AMC would have dumped. I think it would have dumped hard as well, because there would have been the initial reaction of, oh my gosh, no matter how much the company tries to explain to people, or I don't try to explain to people. I give my opinion, but I don't try to explain to people, because that's not my job. But there would have been people out there, no matter how much explaining you do or showing them, that would have said, well, that's a bad thing. They're going to put 500 million shares into the market, even though that wouldn't have been the case. That would have happened, and people would have dumped based just on that. So for me, it's a positive thing. All in all, overall, that takes away that cloud of the potential price drop. It also takes what I think the shorts were probably eyeing up as a potential way out of this situation. So for me, positive. If you've got any different opinion, I'm interested to hear it, and I'm interested to hear why you think it's not the right thing to do. Maybe they should have had the shares available. But again, I keep saying it, we're just passengers. We don't know what is going on behind the scenes. We don't know what's going on behind the scenes. Has something happened? Has there been some developments that have made Mr. Aaron Real think or rethink the position. They don't need the 500 million shares. Is something happening? Is there a buyout coming? Is AMC going to be bought? Huh? Have we thought about that? We think about, GME and what's happening there and mergers and acquisitions and all that stuff. Maybe something's going on with AMC. We just don't know. And I don't think we will know until it's actually played out. Will it? Until it's played out, we're not going to really know. Ollie, do you know if they can push through the 500 million in the future without a shareholder vote? I don't believe they can, mate. I think it's a legal requirement that they have to get shareholder approval to dilute, because basically what you're asking people to do is to agree to their initial investment losing some value, which it will when you dilute a stock, So I do believe it's a legal requirement for it to go to a shareholder vote. And I think that's what, if you read the filing, I think that's what they're saying. I think it says that. So as far as I'm concerned, no, I don't think you can do it. And every no, is it every? Do you know what, Ollie? I'm not too sure now, because I remember Clovis, going back to my old friends Clovis. In fact, no, because that was a predetermined sale. I think because this is known as a shelf offering, where they just, they get the vote, but then they kind of put the shares on the shelf and say they're there in case we need them. And I think a shelf offering probably needs shareholder approval. Let me write it on the board, Ollie, because I don't want to misinform people. My understanding was that, or is, that it needs shareholder approval. But then I've seen other offerings that are just... I'm just writing on the board. Hang on. I've seen other offerings that just get announced, But I think they're the offerings where they've already got somebody lined up to buy the shares, if that makes sense. So they say, okay, we're diluting, but we're selling this many shares at this predetermined price to this investor. So I need to double confirm, mate, but I'll have a look at it and then we'll confirm on the next stream. David, the hedges are trying their best to keep GME below 182. They absolutely are, mate. Below 180, it seems, because every time we poke our heads above 180, we get pushed down again. And you can see, quite an obvious level of resistance there. Pop up, get pushed back down. Pop up, get pushed back down. Pop up, push back down. Pop up, push back down. So, I'm thinking more along the 180 area, actually, David. I did see that. So we'll see how this plays out into the close. Hodgie, there you go. Ollie, they can't. Have you got the same understanding as me, Hodgie? That I think some offerings, if it's a predetermined buyer at a preset price, they just, say we've sold some shares. But if it's a shelf offering, it needs some sort of shareholder approval. If I'm wrong, or please feel free to correct me. I'm here to learn as well. I'm not here as an expert by any means. Whack-a-mole, exactly. They're all over the place. They're trying to keep this down, that down. What are the others we've been looking at? What's Mavis doing? OCGN, that's down today, look. That's took a bit of a hit. COS, that's down. Clovis, the old favourite, break even. Break even. What else we got? What else is down? Nano Dimensions, I was in that the other day. Bed Bath and Beyond, that's down. BlackBerry's up 2%. Nokia's down, only ever so slightly. Squirrel was asking about this. Was it Squirrel asking about this in the Discord earlier today? I nearly got in as well. I saw it pop up. It was asking at 4:30 something, wasn't it? Can't remember. It was on the Discord for sure. So yeah, a mixed bag today, troops. A mixed bag. Oh, there you go. We tuned in just at the right time there, didn't we? Look at that. Nice big drop there. From 462 all the way down to 452. 10 cents at the drop of a hat. Amazing. Oh, here we go. Another bit of a drop on GME. I must admit though, this looking at this, it doesn't bother me anymore. I think you kind of get used to it. I did have, I think it was last week I mentioned on the stream, maybe it was the week before, where I was getting a bit fatigued. I was starting to get a bit fatigued by it. Look at this, look. Bang on cue, right at the same time, same minute. Coordinated. It's amazing to watch this happening live. Look at that. AMC, there we go, all the way down. Where are you going? GME following it, look. Unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Kevin, welcome, mate. Nice to see you here, buddy. Yeah, it looks a bit better than this morning. That's for sure. So I was mentioning in the Discord, I was listening to that Uncle Bruce channel earlier as I was getting ready to go out the door cycling, and he was absolutely hammering AMC, hammering. I'd like market open. Let's go to market open for today. Put it on the 1 day, so you can see it sold off this morning, but look how quickly it recovered. And when it was selling off, he was talking. He wouldn't stop talking about AMC. He would not stop talking. And then when it started recovering, he was going, "Oh yeah, 10.95 on AMC. Yeah, yeah. 11.15 on AMC. Yeah. Reconnection. We're reconnected." So yeah, he was absolutely hammering AMC this morning. He couldn't. He couldn't. Yeah, Kev. I just got the notification that OBS had dropped out. So it says it's back on now. Let me know. And also, because I move away from the microphone, I think that might affect it as well. It might be because I'm moving away from the microphone. I'm going to get one of those fancy. I'm going to get one of those fancy things, you know, that puts the microphone really close to your mouth like that. So all you'll see when I'm streaming is it's a microphone. I'm going to get a boom they call it, a boom. So yeah, I think it's because I was moving back and forth away from the microphone. I must remember to stay close by. But yeah, it was interesting to watch. It was interesting to watch. Yeah, Ollie, do you know what, mate? I remember the same. And all he kept saying was, and I think that's why I did that video. That might be about that might be about the time where I did that video. The one that kind of you know, pushed my profile a little bit. Because I saw the same. It was like he was saying, "Oh, I hope you're out now. I hope everybody's sold. I hope you're getting out. You know, there's nothing going for them. At least with GameStop, and now he talks about, you know, he's got some manager, he's got an editor, he's been approached by Netflix, you know, all this stuff, and I just think, man alive, just give it up, Bruce. You know, don't give it up. Listen, he's doing his thing, but don't make don't make it so obvious. Do you know what I mean? If you don't believe in AMC, don't talk about it. Don't talk about it. Do you know what I mean? Just let it ride. So he was talking today, and he was one of the guys who kept going on about the 43 million shares, and he was getting some stick in his chatter, and he didn't like it. He didn't like it, but then he plays to his audience, and you know, and then his group is, you know, they get around him and give him a little bump in ego and whatnot. But I'm very much of the opinion, you know, if you're not into something, why would you even comment? Just let it go. You know, if you're a GME person, just focus on GME. Here we do everything. You know, nothing is discounted or discredited. That's where I'm at with it. I just, you know, I didn't like it. I didn't like him hearing him, because he's got 103,000 followers. You know, it's a big influence. It's a big influence. You know, so if you don't like AMC, just let it go. Let the price fall, and then just say, there you go. Told you so. In a year's time, told you so. You know, and just let it do its thing. Until then, just stay quiet. Stick to your GME. Back again, good. The dip before the rip. Here we go. Come on, baby. Trey's AMC. Matt causes both. Melvin Silver. I don't know Melvin Hodgie. Who's that? Don't know that. Trey doesn't bash GME like... That's very, very true, Kevin. That's very true. I agree with you 100% there, mate. Or in hedge funds terms, 130%. I agree with you there. Trey doesn't, you know, he'll just say... And he'll go and look at the ticker and he'll see how it's doing if somebody asks about it, you know. And that you know... That's to Trey's credit. He doesn't discredit any ticker, you know. If he doesn't know about something, he says he doesn't know, but he'll still have a look at the chart, you know, which is I think that's why oh yeah, Hodgie, yeah. Melvin Capital for silver, yeah, of course. Yeah. Sorry, mate, yeah, I get it now. Oh, the old pump to silver. There you go. Yeah, so Trey, I like Trey. You know, I'm quite endeared to him, to be honest, because of his honesty. You know, he's a genuine guy, which is nice to see. Still young as well. 23 years old, got his life ahead of him, and already setting off on the right foot. Let's just hope he keeps those values that he's displaying at the moment, you know. I'm sure he will. Trey is humble, yeah. Jeffrey Forbes, no. I need to look at that one. Actually, Kevin, I'll put that up on the old board. That's new information for me. I'll have a look at that. God's pill. So we're talking about God's pill. I must admit, when I was doing the video last night, everyone saw the video, I think, of the... I've just dropped something. Hang on. There it is. Oh, gosh, I'm not as flexible as I used to be. That hurt. So when I was doing the video last night about the AMC filing, I stumbled across his stream. So I started watching it a little bit, and he was actually reading the same document, but he'd completely misread it. He'd completely misread it, and he read it as you know, AMC were authorising the shares without the shareholder vote. He was going absolutely ballistic last night. He was swearing and he was screaming down the microphone, and I was like, man, what's this guy on? But yeah, he'd misunderstood. He'd misread the filing, and he thought that GME were just going to issue the AMC. Sorry, they were just going to issue the shares without any shareholder vote. I didn't stay on to watch the rest of it, so I don't know how it ended up. But I was watching a little bit of his. Chat box, and there was people on there saying, I don't even know how I became a moderator. he was reading their comments going, yeah, well, fuck you, and taking them off moderator. I don't know, do I need a moderator? I think you know, with 4 of you in the chat, I might need to start moderating, but no, it was eye-catching to watch. It was eye-catching to watch, and you know, I wonder if he's okay, to be honest, because that's always a concern, you know. So it's But yeah, he completely misread that document yesterday, and you know, I try and read things and take them in before I put content out there, because you know, it's easy. It's the best. Even you know, Trey's put stuff out before in a rush, and then had to come back and retract it and say I got it wrong. You know, now this guy as well. You got to be careful, man. You know, you're speaking to people, and you know, once that video's up there, it's up there, unless you delete it, you know, and it's up there and it's out there for people to see, and people hold you accountable, which is a good thing, you know. It's how it should be. Lockdown has been hard on everybody mentally, but he's broken beyond repair. Did he have a channel before, Hodgie? Was he active on YouTube before all of this? I don't know. Like I said, I just stumbled across him yesterday, and I didn't know at first if he was joking or not. That's where I was at with it yesterday. But then it quickly became apparent he wasn't joking. He actually had misread it, but didn't realise he'd misread it, and then you know, was losing his shizzle over it a little bit. Cheers. So today's beer, another Czech beer, Staropramen. which is quite nice actually. It's not my favourite. It's 4%, which is okay for me strength wise. I'm generally a four to 4.5% beer kind of guy. Anything above that, I kind of have a couple and I'm on my back and ready for bed. So, as opposed to a few years ago where I was having 5.5% beers for breakfast. I wasn't, but you know what I mean. You get the analogy. So yeah, this is quite nice, and actually you can get this on tap in the UK. Not doesn't taste the same because this is another local Czech beer. So it says Legendarny Smíchov, and Smíchov is a district. So it's a little town, I think, town or a district where they brew this because the the beer around here. I'm a poet and I didn't even know it. The beer here is generally brewed in a particular region, and you go out of the region, you can't get the beer. So the big one where I am is the big brewery where I am is Zubr, Zubr, and that's a big brewery. It's about 16 kilometers from where I live. I turned up actually once to go on that. You can go and do a tour. So I turned up. Oh, our better players in. Hello, mate. Good evening. So I went to the brewery to do a tour, and basically because I was because I was speaking English, they were like, "Oh no, it's closed, mate. It's closed in Czech. No, it's closed. To book online, come next Tuesday." I think they were just saying, "Sorry, mate. There's nobody in here speaks English." Come on, hook me back up. There we go. We're back on again. So yeah, it doesn't travel far, and it's the same every district. Yeah, I dropped out on OBS. Come on, OBS, get me back up. Get me back up. Checky check. Mic check. Guys, it's not your. Are we back on? It seems like we're back on with. I'm looking at the OBS platform now, which is the streaming platform, and it says I'm not dropping. Yeah. So what it is, guys? I live in a block of, not a big block of flats. It's an old building that's got maybe 5 or 6 flats in it, but there's also 5 or 6 private offices in here as well. And then I'm very very close to the town centre, which has. I like the silence. Do you know what, Hodgie? Balls. Is it my accent or what? I'm joking. So I also live very close to the centre, which has all these free. You wish the buffering would work on your wife. Don't worry about the buffering, mate. Her boyfriend's working on her while you're watching me buffering. How's that? But yeah, so I live in an old house which has got extremely thick walls. So like literally from my living room to my bathroom, the signal drops. I've got no signal, no Wi-Fi from one room to the next. Um, and I live in town centre, so there's lots of these free, free internet hotspots. Um, so it's all about my mate. My mate was telling me. He said, "Oh, you're probably in a contested area where the signal is constantly fighting. Your signal is constantly fighting against other signal to to get the bandwidth." So I'm speaking to my internet provider at the moment, and I'm thinking about upgrading to 5G, but I'm a bit worried about that because of all the COVID conspiracy. And no, I'm, I'm joking. So I'm speaking to them about getting upgraded to 5G and see if I can get that installed and try and improve the stream a little bit. So it's a bit intermittent. It's a bit hit and miss, because in the building there's 5 or 6 different businesses as well, and if they don't bloody shut down at night, their Wi-Fi keeps running, which takes some bandwidth, So uh, it is what it is. Until I'm a gazillionaire and I'm streaming off my yacht in Monaco with my own fibre optic cable plugged into the boat. That's where that's where we're at with it. But it looks stable now. Looks pretty stable. So we'll crack on. Hodgie, true that. It's good. It's good we can have. It's good we can have a chuckle at ourselves, isn't it? Don't take ourselves too serious. I don't take myself too seriously anyway. I ride a bicycle in lycra. I can't take myself seriously at all. So there you go. Right, what's going on? We've kind of digressed away. Well, nothing's happening. Look, we're sidestepping. So AMC down 6.5%. But put it into the context. Let's put it on the 5 minute, 5 day. There we go. That's what I like about this Webull chart. Look, you can just do that 5 minute, 5 day thing, and it pulls it up for you. You can't do it on IG. So yesterday we had a nice day. Day before we're about we're about where we were 2 days ago, opening Monday. So there you go. It's not all doom and gloom, troops. If you look at it today, it doesn't look great, but overall, not too bad. We got a similar problem with Cox Internet. Even though you pay for a certain amount, others in our area can drag down the bandwidth. Yeah, I think that's what it is. Oh, you guys are looking at IG. Sorry, let me change that. So you should be able to see Webull now. Sorry, troops. I thought we were on. I thought we were on the Webull. So yeah, you can see you got the 5 day thing here. I like it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you can basically see, and there's the old resistance line. Look at 10:30. So realistically, I'd expect us to come and test that again because we've not really tested it. I wouldn't be bothered. I wouldn't be concerned if we came and tested that 10:30 area again. I really wouldn't, because that's what it's all about. You've got to get your confirmations in. Good for the IV. Yeah, it is good for the IV. Exactly that. David, I'm down almost 2,000 on AMC. Don't worry about that, David. I've been down as well. I was down £1,500, which is over $2,000 at one point. So, sit it out, man. Patience, patience. We shall get there eventually. And if you bought those shares at that price that you bought them at, I don't know what your average is, but if you bought them at that price, you believed in them at that price. Again, I'm not telling you anything that nobody else is saying. So, it's all about your risk tolerance. What's your risk tolerance? So yeah, 20 minutes away from the close. Pretty quiet thus far. Not a lot happening. But then we don't need a lot to be happening. Yeah, I think David will push 180. I think we might try for that. I think you're right. It looks like it's had a few bites at it today. You can see we've had a few tries at it. Rejected. So yeah, I think we might get one more before the day's out, mate. I think you're right. Let's see. But again, volume. We're back onto a low volume day. Look, 5.3 million. That's how OCD I am. Look, I'm trying to get things lined up. Absolutely bang on. A better player. AMC and GME are the only stocks I'd hold like this. Yeah, I'm the same. Here we go. What's going on here then? We called it, troops. We said we were going to push. 180. We called it here, live on Mark My Words. Go and tell your friends. Get on Mark My Words. He called it. Well, we called it 180. Let's go. Where are we, Hodgie? Wait, there are other stocks. Yeah, yeah. What? You mean the stock market is not just AMC and GME? Oh, I'm shocked. This is a nice little push into the close, isn't it? What's going on here then? What's going on here? Not complaining. Look at AMC, look. What's volume like there? 362,000. What's this? 5,786. What was that one? 124,000. About this? 11,000. 40,000. Let's see where we're going with this. Volume was lower last week. It was, David. Yeah, I think 4 of the 5 lowest trading days on GME for the year were last week, if I remember rightly. I think that's what I read. Certainly 3 of them anyway. AMC's pushing, boys. It's pushing. Let's shrink that down a little bit. We might be heading for 11. Let's see. Come on, babies. Troy, welcome, buddy. Got to drive again, you'll just listen. No worries. Safe trip, mate, wherever you're going. Where are we? Ollie, did you have any issues with trading on IG in January? I wasn't with IG in January, mate. So I couldn't tell you. In fact, I wasn't on either of these trains in January. I picked up on them. I started watching GME in January. And I was chatting to my mate about it in London. And I think I did a video on it where I said No, I didn't. I did a Reddit post where I said, like, I was watching the price and it got to 483, and I'd watched it from $15 or something, and I was watching it going up. But I was one of the. No, we're reconnected now. So my first purchase, I got at $45, $45.49 average. So I did really well, and I've just held them ever since. And from reading about GME, I found out about AMC and started reading about AMC, and then kind of thought, do you know what, the data's there. Why not? Why not? You can sit day trading, and for what I've put in for these, I could go to the casino in London and spend it in a night. So that was my philosophy behind it. I've not been to a casino for over a year because of COVID, and what I could have spent in a casino, I've spent here, and it's just they're both in the green. I'm fortunate. Both monies that I've put in are in the green. So it's just a case of sitting and waiting for it to go where it looks like it can potentially go to. And we'll see where we are later on down the line. But there we go. We've got that 180. Look, we've done it. We've got above that 180. Let's see if we can push on a little bit. And again, AMC pushing towards that $11 as well. That would be really, really psychologically, $11 would be fantastic because of the options again. The weekly options. Expat, welcome back. Welcome back. Good to see you back here. GME has a good week so far. Looks like retail investors are back in the market. Absolutely. Absolutely. I think our voices have been heard across both tickers, which is fantastic. As retail shareholders. Personally, I feel like sometimes you just feel like you're on your own, and it's just nobody's really interested in you, and the market does what it does, But it seems with these two tickers, it's different because of the focus that's on them, and not just within America but globally. People are watching, and there are those people who are sat there on the sidelines. So that's what's nice to know. It's comforting to know that people are watching and taking note. And if there is anything put in the way of this going the way which the data suggests it can go, there'll be serious questions to be answered. So that's where I get my confidence from to just keep holding, Hodgie, my kids have food banks to attend. We're good for more AMC. I'm not following, Hodgie. Sorry, mate. Your kids, they're going to help at a food bank, or you're going to visit a food bank, or what? Sorry, buddy. I don't understand. Troy, do you realise what I'm saying? The fear of or shares cause the hedges to dig in deeper, ensuring a real squeeze. The fear of our shares caused the hedges to dig in deeper. I think it's that ego thing, mate. They get to that certain point, and they believe that we are dumb. They believe that we are stupid, and we're just gonna say, "Oh yeah, thanks for the $15 on AMC, and thanks for the $200 on GME. I'm really happy now." I was chatting to a mate earlier today. Actually, he's got a few AMC, a few GME. Sorry, I told him about it, and I said, look, if you've got a couple of quid that you want to throw into it, throw into it. At the end of the day, it's you know. And we were sat chatting earlier. We actually went out cycling together, and oh, if it gets to 500, God, can you imagine? And I said, I can imagine not even getting excited at 500. And he was like, what are you even talking about? And I was like, you need to get out of that mindset. You need to get out of that mindset of small numbers, because if this does go to the moon, the numbers that we're going to see to those on the other side, and this is how I explained it to him, like $500 to you seems like a lot. To them, they probably spend it on lunch. That's how you've got to think about it. So he was a bit more like yeah, I see what you mean. I don't, I don't, and he knows I don't give him any financial advice, nothing. I just say, look, you got to do what you got to do. But I explained to him my mentality and what I'm planning to do. So because the numbers that we could potentially see here, it's just going to be, well, it's endless. It's endless. But, short selling, you are open to endless losses. So let's see where it gets to. 180, yeah, we broke 180, David. We're just back below it now. We're testing it again, but let's see how long we got. 10 minutes to the close, so there's time. Troy, and that measly 43 million shares will be sold off in blocks and swallowed up, wiping out their debt completely. I hope so. I hope they get a good price, and I hope they don't go in at these kind of numbers. But I was thinking about it. What we might see is something similar to what we've seen with GameStop, where there's sideways trading and people start to get bored. But then it turns out the sideways trading has probably been caused by GME putting those 3.5 million shares very, very quietly and very subtly onto the market. Maybe that's what AMC will do. Maybe they'll just drip feed them in, and at some point they'll say, "That's it. We've got no more shares to sell." Let's see. Ollie, when the squeeze happens, what happens if the share price is so high that there is literally not the money there to pay out? I'm just reading Hodges. It will never reach that, Ollie. Insurance kicks in. They liquidate all assets. What happens if the share price is so high that there's literally not the money there to pay out? It's a good question. It's a good question, but from everything I've read, there's one tier up. So it starts at this level, then when they can't pay, the next level pays. When they can't pay, the next level pays. And realistically, let's be realistic here on this channel. If you start seeing 1 million, 2 million, 5 million a share, for all the will in the world, and the goodwill in the world, it's easy to say, I'm not going to sell. My price is 10 million a share. When you start seeing 1 million, 2 million, 5 million, maybe 100,000 for some people, it's gonna change people's mindsets. No matter what they say, it will change people's mindsets because then when the price starts going up, it becomes tangible on what you can do with that money, and you start seeing it and start thinking, I can pay my mortgage off. If I sell 3 shares, I can pay my mortgage off. If I sell 5 shares, I can pay my mortgage and my brother's mortgage. If I sell 10 shares, I can pay this, that, and that. Do you know what I mean? So I'm an advocate of not selling all at once. Okay, I think that's a bad strategy. I'm a believer that people are going to will probably take money. Those that are saying 10 million is my floor probably won't sit and wait for it to go to 10 million. I'd say that with a degree of confidence. That people will sell before it gets to their price target, because money talks. Money talks at the end of the day. But I don't think there'll come a point where it gets to the ceiling where there's not enough money to pay people. I think that's when interventions come in. So that's my opinion on it. Insurance kicks in, they liquidate all assets. Yeah, so there are those mechanisms there. You're right, Odgie. There are those mechanisms there to make sure that the money's available. So we'll just have to see how it plays out. Nothing below 1,000 for a better player. I'd like to see close to 10,000. Me too, mate. Me too. Fidelity's probability calculator model shows a GME squeeze could hit 16,000. I believe it'll go more. God, imagine $16,000. I mean, it's a lot of money, but then you see people talking about multiples of that. 100 times that. So I'm not gonna be sitting here and saying this price and that price. I've said you guys all know me, and I say very often we're passengers. We're just passengers, and it will do what it does, and we will all make our own decisions as the situation unfolds, and that's all you can do. And I did another video called. There we go. We're back on. You might get a bit of fade, troops. But what was I saying? Yeah, you can only do what you think is best for you. Don't cancel nothing. You can park your yacht next to mine, Ollie. I'll rent you a berth in Monaco. How's about that? Auntie, I'm not sure if you heard my greetings, but welcome. Nice to have you here. Where are we? The chatterbox. Kevin, I'm worried the government will step in favour of the big guys. They always do. Do you know what, Kev? I've had similar thoughts in the past. Like, are they really going to let us win? Let us win. Do you know what I mean? And I think the reason I've had those thoughts is because of the time frame. When you look at the data and then you look at the time that it's taking for this to happen, and all these new rules that are coming out, you do think, or I certainly did, begin to wonder, what is the level of collusion, shall we say? what what are they up to behind closed doors? Look at that, bit of a sell off last minute, or is it just resetting itself? It's resetting itself. Look, 179.05 the close on GameStop, and AMC 10.85 down 5%, 61 cents. Not too bad, to be honest. I'm not too fussed. I'm not going to cry about that, really. We're still in the game, troops, ultimately. Yeah, so sorry, Kev. Yeah, worried the government will step in favour of the big guys. I've had the same thoughts, mate. You know what's going on behind the scenes. There's things going on that we don't know about. You know, you wonder what these top executives are doing every day. Who are they talking to? What deals are they making? You know, those kind of things. Um, so yeah, uh, David headed back to 177.77. Yeah, we weren't far off, mate, were we? We weren't far off. Auntie, I hope people will hold as long as reasonably possible. But once it goes up a significant amount, some will definitely sell. That's what I'm saying, Auntie. You know, everybody's got their own situation to take care of and their own threshold. You know, I don't care what anybody says on a forum or in a chat room or anything like that. You know, once those green bars turn into dollar signs, you know, it's a different mind game. It's a different mindset. People won't admit it. People won't say it. But you know, that's the way it is. That's life. That's one thing I've learned through life. People say one thing and do another. You know, and in this situation where you're looking at, you know, potentially life saving, life changing sums of money, it's it's a different ball game, really. Uh, it's hard to say. We have no clue how many phantom shares are circulating. Exactly. You don't know how many times we've got to go through the cycle of buying shares to be able to cover. You know, and this is all information that they've got that we don't. Yes, we can hypothesize, and we can, you know, do the due diligence, and we can do the research and the you know, the investigating and all that sort of stuff. But the only people who know what situation they're in are those people working at those companies, you know, and those people in a position of authority. Nobody else knows really the extent of the situation, whether it's, you know, positive in our sense or negative in our sense. Nobody really knows. You know, maybe, and I'm just saying, I'm just playing devil's advocate. I'm not saying it's the reality, but maybe this is it. Maybe this is the market price. You know, and everybody's sat there going, why are these people still talking about a short squeeze? You know, that's it. That's fair price for GME, and that's fair price for AMC, and there's no dodgy shares out there. That's the price, and when you see the price going up and down, that's genuinely people buying and selling. Probably not true, you know, but it's a possibility, and it's something that needs to be considered. Um, So these bumps just show you what volume would do to both these stocks if we can get back to the hundreds of millions of volume. And that's the thing. That's the thing. When you look at the low volume, that's what I'm looking at as well. A better player, to be honest, is the volume, because it was a couple of days ago when GME went up. You know, the volume was low. The volume was low. So there you go. David Fuckery with a PH. There you go. I'm not swearing, YouTube. It's spelled PH, all right? Hodgie, I asked my boss for a year's advance. He responded by asking me how I found out where he lived. There you go. Brilliant. There you go. Auntie, yes, there's so much more in play than we can say. Exactly, and there always is, and there always has been, and there always will be. Even after this is played out, and even when they put rules and things in place to stop this happening, it will happen again because somebody somewhere will find out. Will find a way around the system. That's what men do. It's what mankind does. For centuries, we've been finding ways around things. So but yeah, you're right. There's more going on than we will ever know about. Maybe somebody will write a book in a year's time or 2 years' time. Some low level trader or something. This is what I saw. This is what happened. Uh, Kevin, what you are saying now is basically what Jordan Belfort said. Oh, don't put me in his. I'm not putting a downer on anything. I hope people don't think I'm putting a downer on anything, because I'm not. Like I said, I've got tickets on both rocket ships, so I'm definitely not. I'm just trying to remain level-headed about it all, you know, and looking at all the possibilities. David, level 2 has GME 179.05, AMC 1085. So we've got AMC 1085 there on the close. GME at 179.05. So there you go. Troy, at this point, if it does not squeeze, I'll continue adding and entrench in for the growth. Yeah. Do you know what, mate? I'm the same. I'll probably if it doesn't squeeze, it doesn't squeeze, and I'll keep both of these tickers. I think GME, is going in the right direction and can pivot quite quickly. It doesn't seem like a difficult pivot into what they are heading for, which is like the e-commerce thing. The way the world's set up with, online and all this sort of stuff, connectivity and all that. It's a no-brainer for them. Yeah, good idea. Troy, Ollie, exactly. Can't discard anything. Exactly, mate. A better player, this can be at least a $30 stock. It's been there legitimately before all this. Yeah, and I believe it'll get back there again. I think they're going to get the post-COVID bump. There seems to be some fascination with another lockdown in America, and we've started to get mumblings of it in the UK as well. It's not inevitable for another lockdown and blah blah blah. I just can't buy into that. Obviously that would affect AMC, but I can't see that happening. I can't see it happening. If they put into lockdown again, they're basically admitting that the vaccines don't do anything. So it's kind of what are you doing? You're telling everybody to get jabbed and that's the way out of it, but you're putting people back into lockdown. I can't see it happening myself. Famous last words. Probably be in lockdown next week. Mark my words. There you go. Right then. Short interest was updated to 40% today on AMC. Troy, updated to 40%. X-part have mentally and emotionally hived off my GME investment now. View it as a long-term play. People expect good things from the new board members, so the stock will go up either way. Exactly that, mate. Exactly. I think GME is one of those that's just going to grow. Young people coming in, with a very specific skill set and a specific background, and they obviously have got a strategic vision, which they're going to, they've got that money now, just under $1 billion. It's a lot of money. And I'm sure they're going to be getting more money from not just earnings, but, I think they'll be looking at loss generating venues and closing those. Hopefully they take care of the employees and try and move those around to other things, But there's potential there for GME to keep making money whilst they're generating revenue, if you like. So yeah, I'm the same. Again, it's in there and it's in there. I'm not taking it out. So we'll see. Ante, I appreciate the honesty. Investors need to consider that possibility, even if it's not a favourable one. I worry sometimes that the meme stock community is too focused on confirmation bias. Yeah, I'm a realist. I'm a realist, Ante, and you know, listen, I bought in. I bought in on some hype. I bought in on some due diligence, and I'm one of those that reads the posts, on Reddit and things like that. And you do read it and go, yep, that confirms my bias. It's definitely going to happen. But I'm also a realist, and there's a possibility that it won't happen. And I won't ever change that stance. That's just how I am. That's who I am, and that's what I think. The numbers seem to favour the squeeze from what we know, but nothing is guaranteed. Exactly that. Nothing is guaranteed. Like I said, we don't know what's going on behind the background. We can't be 100% sure that the data that we're seeing is accurate. There's other factors. It's not just buying and selling, supply and demand. It's not that simple. Um, at least we upset Kramer in this process. I don't watch the guy. I don't really watch American programs, but I've seen a couple of clips of him, getting really upset. Is he like that normally? Is he quite animated normally, or is this, I did see him, a couple of tweets from him, um, you know, saying this, that, and the other. But is he generally excitable like that? Um, I don't know enough about him. Uh, Kevin, I can guarantee you we're not looking down here in Florida. It's funny, Kevin, because I was having a debate on Twitter today, and somebody raised a very good point because they're comparing the UK to India now. So India is the hot topic at the moment for COVID, and I'll say all the COVID enthusiasts, let's call them enthusiasts, are saying, "Oh, but look at that, look at India, look how terrible it is over there." And somebody just said, rather than comparing the UK to India, why don't you compare the UK to Florida? Because Florida's doing so well, nobody wants to talk about it because it goes against the general narrative. And I'm not a COVID denier. It's a disease. It's there. I'm not anti-vaccine. Blimey, I was in the army. I was a human pincushion. When we went to Iraq, I remember going to the med centre before we went out there. I had maybe 16 injections. I didn't know what. There we go. We're back on. So yeah, that's where I'm at. Get us compared to Florida. Get some Florida stats on the British news, but they won't like that. Right, John Maple, welcome, John. I think you're new here, or you've got a new avatar. Welcome anyway. In any case, welcome. You bought into AMC in December because I believed the theatre business would come back and Hollywood wouldn't let the biggest theatre chain fail. The possibility of a squeeze now is just a bonus. You're not the first person I've heard to say that, actually, John. A few people have said that. Most military are realists. We are always prepared and expect the worst. I've told Kevin this before. Yeah. Prepare for the worst, hope for the best. There you go. Sleep when you can, eat when you can, and the rest will take care of itself. David, it's not vaccine, it's an experimental mRNA immune system altering drug. Mate, do you know what? I apologise. You are absolutely right. I don't generally refer to it as a vaccine. If anybody's interested in following me on Twitter, you can see on my Twitter feed I refer to it as the jab or the injection. Um, so yeah, I get it. I get it. So yeah, I didn't. It was a slip of the tongue to call it a vaccine, shall we say? Uh, Odgie, I agree. John, um, I also believe the growth potential of GME makes it a good long play. Yeah, I'm in on that. Uh, I'm in on that as well. Anti, don't get me wrong, I bought in and I'm holding hard because I think the chances for squeezes are good, and I agree with making the market fairer to retail and more transparent. It has to be, you know. They talk about invest, 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 and I saw a good mock up that somebody had done, and it said, "Oh, we want you, you know, we want you to invest or invest your money in the stock market. It'll make you a billionaire." And then the next one is, "Oh, I'm a billionaire," and it's some billionaire saying stop investing in the stock market or something. You know, they want you to join the club, but they don't want you to join the club, sort of thing. So yeah. Anti-malaria tablets were a gateway to. They absolutely were. Cool. Some of the fruity dreams I had on those anti-malaria tablets. Let me tell you, blimey, they were not kind at all in the old dark hours. That's for sure. John, as much as I want the money, I do want the hedges to fail. They have exactly. I think that's where a lot of people are at, John. You know, it's more the principle than the money. I mean, the money will be great, but you know, it's the principle of taking down these people who, for years and years and years, have just taken advantage. You know, and taken our money, our money. You know, we talk about taking their money, the hedge funds' money. Well, probably a good chunk of it is already our money, you know. So we're just taking back what's ours. There you go. Uh, I don't want anyone to ignore information just because it's not what they want to. Well, that's it, Auntie. That's you've hit the nail on the head there. You know, I listen to everything, and you know, I don't switch off if it doesn't, you know, go the way that or read how I want it to read. Um, I, I listen to everything and I read everything, you know, because there's bits that you can pick up. There's bits that make you think differently, you know. There's bits that you will find out and it'll take you down a different trajectory to what you're currently on, and that's important. Challenging is important, really. Uh, Florida and Texas are red states. Oh, they're is that Republican? Republicans. It must be because they were Trump states. Trump. I don't want to call them Trump states. I don't want to get political on here. But I just remember from the last election, Trump won down there, didn't he? So he's a Republican. So red is Republican, I'm assuming. Uh, David, I got suspended from Twitter the same day as Trump. Really? There you go. I only had 18,000 followers. 18,000? I've got, let me see how many I've got. Where are we? Profile. 460. There you go. If you want to follow me on Twitter, I'm here, look. Hodling. Hodling. I do little polls and stuff like that. All the useful stuff, you know, that keeps the world ticking over. Putting people to rights. When did you do Iraq, Mark? I was there in 06, 07. I did 04, 05, Hodgie. So I was there from October 04 to the end of March 05. And I did the first 3 months I was up in Baghdad. I was the air transport liaison officer in at the air base up at Baghdad International. I was basically running the British Air Desk up there, and we were doing it was called the Surf flight. So it would leave Basra in the morning. It would come up to Baghdad, a Herc. We'd do two a day. So they'd come up. The Hercs would come up to Baghdad, one in the morning, one in the afternoon. Then they'd go down to Kuwait, back up to Baghdad, and back down to Basra. They did that twice a day. So I was doing that up in Baghdad, and then because I'd been in Baghdad, they said, right, you do your second half of the tour down in Kuwait. So I was down in Kuwait City for the second half of it. I had some fun times actually because we were on the American base. We were staying with the Americans. They gave us a tent. There was only four of us up there. There was me. I was the army guy because the army logistics were in charge of. That's when I was a logistician before I trained as an interpreter. So the army logistics, we were PAX handlers. PAX is passengers. So we were the PAX handlers, and there was only one of us. It was me up there, and then there was three or four RAF Royal Air Force lads up there. They were handling the aircraft, so they'd do all the marshalling, do all the loading, all that sort of stuff. And it was my job to manifest the packs, do all the luggage, take them out to the aircraft, make sure they're all on, all that kind of stuff. But I used to go into the green zone quite a lot in Baghdad on the helos, pick people up over there and drop people off over there. But yeah, we lived on the American air base, so we were eating in the American cookhouse. We were on the American camp. It was great, man. Great, it was so friendly up there. So much camaraderie up there. It was unbelievable. Really, I know we were in Iraq and, we were in Baghdad, but we had a great time. It was shit. I mean, we got attacked. Quite often up there, quite frequently. And when the aircraft were coming in, reconnected. And then when I went down to Kuwait, that was like a holiday. But I remember I went to a port. I can't remember the name of it, but it was in Kuwait, and I went to a port to do the discharge of a British vessel that was coming in. One of our NATO vessels was coming in with some kit on. We didn't have much on there. Some forklift trucks, some Land Rovers, some general kit. But there was an American ship on the berth that we'd booked. And it was a nightmare because you have guys that can drive the vehicles on the boat. You have guys that can drive the vehicles down the ramp. And then you have guys that can drive the vehicle on the road. And it was just like, you needed three guys to move one vehicle. It took forever. It took absolutely forever for you guys to unload that vessel. And when I was pulled on, all our drivers had gone. They'd all gone back to Basra. So there was me and a couple of other sailors, and we were driving all these vehicles that we weren't licensed to drive. We were driving them off the boat, and one of them was it's a mobile. It's called an MCH or MMCH, mobile container handler. And it had a frame, so it was like an off-road vehicle with a frame that would come over the ISO containers, clamp on, lift them up, and you'd drive away. And I had to, I had to load it on the back of a low loader wagon, a Kuwaiti low loader wagon. We'd had civilian contractors come in, pick the kit, load it up, drive it up into Basra, and. I couldn't work out how to drive this thing, but I thought I can't leave it in the port overnight, so I drove it onto the back of this low loader. But I'd put it in crab mode, and basically the vehicle moves sideways as you're steering. It doesn't go straight left and right. It kind of goes on a diagonal like a crab. So I'd driven this container handler onto the back of this low loader truck, and when I jumped out the cab, there was all these levers going, I was like, what's up? And I looked. Literally, it was, it's gone a bit wrong. I need to hire a crane. So I had to get authority to pay the bill to hire a crane. So the crane came down and it literally had to lift this vehicle. It took 2 minutes, lifted it up and plonked it in the middle of the truck, and off it went down the road. And then a week later, my boss turned up in Kuwait, gave me a right old rollicking. Well, the officer did, the major. She turned up, gave me a rollicking, but the warrant officer behind her, who was trade driven, trade centric, so she knew, the issues that I would have had at the port had we not been able to move that vehicle. She was like, "Yeah, Corporal Walsh, you shouldn't have done this, blah 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 blah. But by the way, good job, good initiative, So yeah, we had a good time. It wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad. Plenty of actually, Afghanistan was worse. Afghanistan was the tour for me that opened my eyes to real soldiering and the real real combat. So yeah, Iraq was more like what's that guy, the American soldier guy, Bilko, Sergeant Bilko. You know him? Yeah, that's kind of what it was like. It was a bit like, what can we get out of this? What can we do? Sort of thing. So, but Afghanistan was a lot more serious for sure, because I was an interpreter out there. I went out there attached to the Royal Marines, so it was more realistic, shall we say? Yeah. So there you go. That's it. What's my Twitter? My Twitter is Walshy R32. Can you see that? Is it on the old screen now? I can't see. Can you see that on your stream? So that's my Twitter. I'll put it in here anyway. Put it in the chat box, look. That's my Twitter handle, if anybody wants to follow me. Again, it's probably the place where I express myself politically and, on current affairs and stuff like that. So if that's not your bag, no problem. But just so you know, that's what my Twitter's all about. Hodgie. Reach. A reach? You mean RTCH, not a ticker, I'm assuming. I'm assuming you mean a reach, because that rings a bell, mate. Maybe it was a reach. That rings a bell, definitely. But that might be... Maybe that's... Yeah, is it the one with the boom, Hodgie? That one, with the boom arm that goes out and picks them up, like a Manitou type piece of equipment, I think. Right then, David, I was in the USAF before some of y'all were born. There you go. So you were still riding chariots, David, yeah? We used to joke, like, when we were young soldiers, and the old and the bold, reach. That's it, mate. We call it a reach. Telehandler, yeah, that's another one, Ollie. Yeah. Yeah, so when the old and the bold would come in and give us grief, we just used to say, listen, when you joined, they were still riding chariots, and your first rank was a centurion, so we used to wind them up. You can't be that old, David, surely. What else we got? Kandahar in 08 and Bastion in 12. So I did Afghanistan 06, 07. I was out there. So again, Christmas 06, New Year 07. So October, I did September to March again, 06, 07. And I was all over, Hodgie. I was all over Helmand Province. because I was going from uh, requirement to requirement where they needed, because we had local interpreters. You know this anyway. You know, we hired local interpreters, but there was certainly interpreters, certainly tasks that you needed a military interpreter for. Not, you couldn't really put the civilian ones on it due to the sensitivity of what you were doing. So I was all over. I was in Sangin, Lashkar, Kandahar. Where else? God, do you know what? I can't even remember. I've got my pictures up there. Some pictures up there. Hey, I'll tell you what I got for you American guys. You'll like this. So this is, I don't know if you can see this. Let me put my thing on so I can see it and make sure I get it in shot. But I got these. I got given these in Baghdad, and I had them all mounted. So these are all the coins around the outside. They're all. I think you call them Commander's coins. So you probably recognise a few of those. There's that one with the. I'm trying to do. You know the horse. Is it the cavalry? First Cavalry Division. I've got one from the Koreans. One from Operation Salute. One from Defence. What is it? Oh, presented by the product manager for excellence. That's some military hardware vehicle people. Defence Institute of International Legal Studies. I've got one here, which is I think they call them the Seabees. This one I got from the Seabees, and then I've got a USMC. Can you see? I'm not sure if you can see it because of the lighting. Put it a bit closer to the camera. I've got a USMC lapel badge there. Got some dog tags, which we didn't get. Well, we got dog tags, but this one's got some scripture on there. And then this little chunk of metal here, that's from a Chinese. You can't see it. Oh, there you go. That's from a Chinese 105. That's a bit of shrapnel that embedded. I used to be a smoker, and I was stood outside smoking one day, and that just kind of flew past my ear and embedded into the wall next to me. So that was an interesting day. That was. But we're digressing now. We're digressing. Hodgie, I worked with the medical evacuation team and CCAST. I don't know what CCAST is, Hodgie, I'm afraid. I know Mert. Supporting the R3 hospital, but travelled around a lot. Yeah, I mean, I was all over Helmand Province, mate, really. I went to so many places, I can't remember most of them. I remember most of them being empty. A lot of the villages that we went into were empty, and it was just a standoff. You know, you knew at some point it was going to kick off. There you go. David, Jimmy Carter was president of the US when I was in. Nothing was going on then. I stayed stateside the whole time. Best place, mate. You know what I mean? Critical care air support team. There you go. Yeah, so, you know, some good times, some not so good times. Lost some friends like we all did, you know. And I look back on it fondly. But really my mission going forward is to you know, if and when these pay out, is to put the money to good use and do my thing for the veterans, you know. And maybe no one will come. Maybe nobody's interested in riding a bike in Czech Republic, but they might be, you know. So I'm going to do it anyway. That's what I plan to do. I enjoyed my time in the army. It's something I wanted to do from being a very, very little boy. From as you know, my earliest memory, all I ever wanted to do was join the army. So to have done it, I felt extremely proud of myself. So, but that's over. People people talk to me now and they ask me about it, and my friends here, my British friends here, and I say, well, come on, I've been out longer than I was in, and that's something, because I've been doing the job that I do now, longer than I was in the army, so that puts it into context. But yeah, fond memories, and it's I kind of, when I left the army in '08, I kind of I disconnected from everybody. I went through a bit of a rough patch with it. And I'm sure, Hodgie, I don't need to say too much. You probably understand, David, you probably too, and anybody else that served, But I kind of disconnected from everybody, and it's only recently that I've started reconnecting with those guys that I served with, and it's like we've never stopped talking. It's like I saw them yesterday, which is nice. You've got that brotherhood, that's always there. So. That's it. Everyone's done their bit, home and abroad, whatever. So yeah, anyway, back onto stocks, because this is trading, traveling and training, not Mark's therapy session unloading onto you guys. But where are we at? So after hours, 178.53. Oh no. We've dropped a whole 5-6 cents on GME and AMC. Look at that. We're up. We're in the green. We're in the green after hours. There we go. Yeah, let's put the sandbags away and talk stonks. Exactly, man. Exactly that, Hodgie. So Mavis, good job I sold out there. Very good job I sold out there. What else? COS down. That's another one that tends to get pumped. FCell, that's up a little bit. But generally looking, a pretty red day, really. S&P 500 finished down. The Dow finished down today. OCGN running a little bit after hours. Clovis, the old Clovis, barcoding as usual. Yeah, a pretty neutral day. Experience defines you. It does, mate, yeah. Yeah, a better player. You're absolutely right, mate. I mean, there's people I've not spoke to for 13 years, but if they called me up and said, can you come and help me, or can you give me some help, I'll be there tomorrow, There you go. I am irrelevant. Welcome, buddy. Long time no see on here. How are you doing? Surprised after the AMC statement that the stock went down a little, but hopefully it's just a healthy consolidation before larger leaps and bounds. Hey, we've talked about that, mate. Earlier we talked about, the price action and how we were expecting it to, maybe have a positive effect. But two things to note. One, the fudsters, let's call them the fudsters, have been all over the 43 million shares that are available. So, they've been saying, oh, it's still going to get diluted, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, what a load of rubbish. We can see through that. And generally, the market has not performed very well today. So there you go. That's my opinion of that. Not to get too discouraged. What program are you using to do your live stream? So OBS I'm using. It's the one recommended by YouTube. It's very, very easy to use, which is a good thing. Which is a good thing, because anything more complicated than plug and play simply doesn't work. this side of the camera. So, but yeah, OBS, easy to install, easy to set up. Plenty of videos on YouTube to help you get set up and explain to you how you use it. But if you need some help, I can help you out for sure. I just use it in a very in its most basic way, just to get the stream up and running. I've literally learnt today or yesterday how to do this. Look at that, look. So I've literally learned how to, and all that basically is one screen behind the other. You can see the other one there. It's literally one screen, and all you do is move it up. There we go. Bit of television trickery there for your troops, I know. Contain your excitement. There we go. I've been drooling a bit this week going to my news. Oh man, hope you're okay, dude. Really? Yeah, everybody's going to be thinking about you, mate, on this stream for sure. Do let us know. Do come back and let us know how you're getting on. Hope it's nothing serious. Really. Thoughts are with you, brother. For sure, for sure. You're going to do one making music. Nice one. Good. Throw yourselves in there. Do you know what? I was thinking about doing YouTube for a long time because I like interacting with people. I like chatting to people. I like meeting new people, hearing other people's opinions, and I was a bit nervous. I was a little bit skeptical, a little bit. Oh, I don't know what I'm doing with all the technology. And you watch some of these YouTubes, and they're so slick. It's like, but only since I've started doing it, I've realised that actually some of these people that are doing it, they have a production team behind them. They've got people that do editing for them. They've got people that do, all their music and all that sort of stuff. I didn't, not for me. I'm quite happy just sitting here in the living room chatting to you guys. But what I will say is, the one word of advice that I took on board was just do it. Just put a video out there. Just put a video out there and do it and get yourself on. Don't worry about having the best equipment. Don't worry about the lighting and all that sort of stuff. The only things that I've bought is a webcam and a microphone. That's it. But a webcam and a microphone. I did buy. So I had my laptop, which I was running first. But I was always going to upgrade to a home PC anyway, and only doing live streaming kind of accelerated that process a little bit because my laptop was was getting absolutely wrecked. So I got a home PC which I use for work as well. So I've been able to offset it as an expense against the company, which is nice. And then I got a second bigger screen, so I've got two screens the same size. So if I just spin my camera around, actually my webcam, you should be able to see what I can see there. So you can see I've got one screen there. I haven't got enough cable, and I've got another screen next to it, and they're exactly the same. So that's what I can see. And that's it. It's really easy to get up and running. Like I was thinking, oh, I'm gonna have to do this, gonna have to do that, learn how to do this and that. But actually, it's really quite simple. So just throw yourself in. Just throw yourself in. I am really. That's how I feel. Since my brain got damaged from COVID, I lost nearly everyone in my life. Now I have little communities of good people to visit with, like here. That's it, man. Always here. I stream when I can. and I'm enjoying it. The channel's growing. I woke up this morning, and for some reason we'd gone from 636 subscribers to 641 or something like that. So I gained 5 subscribers overnight, which is nice, So happy days, I don't want to be one of these that goes, wake up one morning, I've got 50,000 people wanting to know what I had for breakfast. Not interested. But yeah, welcome. Honestly, I am always here, buddy. Always. Join the Discord. Then you're never disconnected. Oh, I should write sales lines, Join the Discord and never feel disconnected again. There you go. So yeah, it's good actually on there. Since people have joined, we're getting a bit chatty on there now. I better play as the guy that keeps things going. There you go. I'm very active on there, usually all day. He is. And I often wonder if he sleeps, because sometimes I get messages and I go, bloody hell, it must be like 2 o'clock in the morning where he is. Do you know what I mean? So there you go. But yeah, get on there. We share stock ideas. We talk just about general stuff. The weekends, help each other get through the weekends. It's like a no trading support group. So yeah, get yourselves on there. It's free to use, and everybody's welcome. That's it. Where are we? If the video is too slick, expat saying if the video is too slick, usually turns people off. We can go to other services for the profi stuff. Keep it authentic. There you go, mate. Listen, this is just me in my living room, and this actually where I'm sitting now is my home office. So when I'm not live streaming, I'm using these 2 screens for my daily work. So I don't have a big place. I don't have a big mansion or anything like that. I'm just looking over at my living room now. My boy went back to his mum this afternoon, as some of you guys know, and all his toys are still out. I've got to tidy all that up. we got the SmackDown wrestling ring in there, the WWE belt that we made because we can't buy one because all the shops are closed. Monster Jam's there. What else? Football's there, Legos there, all sorts going on, all sorts. But he's into wrestling at the moment. I introduced him to WWE because it's not a big thing here in Czech Republic. They have wrestling, but trying to buy WWE figures and stuff like that, it's non-existent here. So everything I order, I have to buy off the internet. So I've introduced him to WWE wrestling, and now he just walks around like his 2 favourites, John Cena and Rey Mysterio. So generally, the first thing he'll say to me when he wakes up is, because he shares the bedroom with me, he'll wake up and he'll go, "Daddy, you can't see me." He'll do that, or he'll do, "Daddy, what's the magic number?" Oh yeah. I'll have to say 619. So is it 619? And he'll go, "Yeah, booyaka, booyaka." He loves it. He loves it. So he's took all his figures home with him tonight to his mum's place. There we go. Get the WWE streaming service. Do you have a link for the Discord? It's in the description, guys. It should be. Hang on. Let me just double check it's in there. It should be in there. Yep, so the Discord is in the description. So just pop yourselves over there. Have a look. Join us over there. Yeah, we watch some of the old stuff on YouTube because I talked to him about things, things like Big Boss Man, Bushwhackers. There was that other tag team. What were they called? Like they were dressed in black leather with all the metal stuff on it. There was those guys. Hulk Hogan, Ultimate Warrior, British Bulldog, Sergeant Slaughter. They were the ones that were around when I was watching it when I was younger. So I tell him about all those. Legion of Doom, that's it, Hodgie. There you go. Legion of Doom. Brilliant they were. But yeah, the Bushwhackers used to do that, didn't they? And then the Ultimate Warrior, he was always on the rope, going a little bit. Ric Flair, Rowdy Roddy Piper, Randy Savage. Yeah, spiked shoulder pads. Macho Man Randy Savage. Go see Ultimate Warrior versus Andre the Giant. I watched the documentary on Andre the Giant. Has anybody seen it? Very, very good. Very interesting. They talk about how he was like after the wrestling match. He'd go and just drink like gallons and gallons of beer, and because his hands were so big, the beers were just like like miniatures, and he'd just down gallons of beer after the fight. Jimmy Superfly Snuka. God. They're all coming in. They're all coming. Get in. I love it, man. I am. I'd like to do a calm analysis share with your channel in the future about stocks because you're so calm. I can write a new song an hour, but I'm pretty up and down since they put me on Adderall. Let's do something. Let's do something, man. No worries. Join the Discord and let's do something. You mean like come on the live stream and talk about stuff? Happy days, man. Jake the Snake Roberts, Mr. Perfect. There you go. Yeah, Randy Savage's Elizabeth. Yeah, I remember her, man. Who could forget? I was a teenager. Yeah, let's get on. I am no problem at all. I think I need to. I think you need some different streaming software. I'll have to look into it. They use something called I can't remember, but I think you need something where you can bring somebody onto your stream. I'll look into it anyway. Lex Luger, there you go. The model Rock Martel. Elizabeth was a bird I'd love to feed the worm to. That's brilliant, man. That's brilliant. Oh, gosh. I'm trying to think of some others. Sergeant Slaughter was a good one. And Big Boss Man. I used to love Big Boss Man. Brilliant. Good stuff. Get on the Discord. Well done, I am. Shawn Michaels, he's one that's still going, isn't he? You still see him around. I tell you who I was watching the other day. Is it JBL the Cowboy? He was around. Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Oh, they're all coming out. This is amazing. People are tuning in to talk about stocks. we're on a reminiscing trip down 1990s WWE. If anybody else is watching and you want to jump in the chatter box with your WWE memories on this stock market channel, please do. Please do feel free. Brilliant. Brilliant. Brilliant, Troy, that. I can't. Oh, Squirrel's in. Too late, Squirrel. We've had him already. We've done Superfly Jimmy. But welcome, brother. Welcome. Good to see you here. There you go. I can't wait to start my own budget counselling channel, coach, not a financial advisor. There you go, mate. Everybody's got their own ideas for the for what they're going to do, and I think it's really, really nice to see. Really nice to see what people are planning to do with the money as and when it comes in. What were those two hillbilly guys? That was the Bushwhackers, wasn't it? Wasn't that the Bushwhackers, Squirrel? The two hillbilly guys that were cross-eyed and had overalls on. Paul Bearer, yeah. He used to come out with the Undertaker, didn't he? Yeah, he used to have the what's it in his hand? Hillbilly Jim. Hillybilly Jim. Ric Flair, I saw Ric Flair. We were watching something on YouTube, me and Oscar. We were watching some on YouTube. And yeah, Ric Flair was in there. I mean, the new guys now, so the ones that we're watching now, he likes Braun Strowman. And he likes The Undertaker, John Cena, Rey Mysterio. But my favourite is Randy Orton. I used to do a bit of amateur boxing, and I used to listen to Randy Orton's theme music. that was my psychological preparation before going in the boxing ring. Was listening to Randy Orton's music. He likes the Big Show as well, but we've got to do this this whole parade of WWE superstars before we actually start wrestling. So we have to play all the music on YouTube, and he has to come in. He has to do some big entrance, you know. It's just it's quite funny actually. Giant Haystacks. Oh, Giant Haystacks and Big Daddy. There you go. That was one. That was one from when I was a kid. That was a rivalry, that's for sure. If you haven't watched the JRE episode with The Undertaker, I highly recommend it. I stopped watching wrestling just before his time, but that interview was amazing. I'll have to watch that, Squirrel. Yeah, Hulk Hogan. He was the big one when I was growing up, Troy. Hulk Hogan, Ultimate Warrior. That was the two. But they don't seem to do the interviews like or the, you know, they used to be you know, when they all used to get wound up, and they you know, used to go on and say, I'm coming for you, Hulk Hogan. You know, they'd do the interview. Now it's all backstage and it's all acting and all laid out, isn't it? You do this, gonna do that. So yeah, there you go. X-Pac, got to fly, touch you again. Cheers. You too, buddy. Have a good day, a good evening, wherever you are, whatever you're doing. To be honest, guys, 11 p.m. here where I am, so I'm going to knock it on the head as well. Tomorrow is, what day is it tomorrow? Thursday. Is it Thursday tomorrow? Do you know what? This is what my son does to me, you know. He runs me so ragged, I don't even know what day it is. Thursday. Yeah, Power Hour tomorrow. I'll be on for Power Hour tomorrow. British Bulldog, can't beat him. But yeah, really great to see everybody here. Thanks for joining. If you haven't already, sales pitch, hit the like button on the way out. We're getting up there, troops. We're growing. And Discord is in the description if you want to join the Discord. And if not, that's up to you. No problem at all. It's fun chatting to you guys. So let's have a look and see tomorrow if we can, you know, stay positive, Again, GME finishing slightly in the green, AMC finishing slightly in the red. I'm not too concerned about that. Once we've let the market settle after the announcement from AMC and GME actually, and let's see where we are. So thanks for your company, guys. Been really, really great to have you here. Enjoy the rest of your day or evening wherever you are, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Cheers, troops.